there we are. How is everybody? Alright, so today's intro music by Guns N' Roses. It's, as far as I know, their latest song. It's called Nothing. It's actually been remixed, different people added to it. I think it's from the Chinese Democracy Sessions. But I guess it's new to me for sure. It's been out a bit, but it's been picking up steam as far as being on Hot 100 rock songs and stuff like that for whatever reason. So I'm a little biased towards Guns N' Roses. Very fond of them. I have some great memories from the late 80s, early 90s of just their music, the change they brought about in the record industry, so forth, so forth. Anyways, enough about that. Today's subject is my weight loss journey, my weight loss. But before we get to, and the theme to that is, how could I put it, losing a war versus advancing to hopefully win the battle. And I'll explain that. But before we go any further, I want to do my gratitude toast that I always do. I would encourage you to do it with me. This is a hot beverage from the Cape Coral McDonald's that I just had lunch at. It's actually Diet Coke. I shouldn't say hot, I mean hot as in just off the fountain drink within the last 30 minutes. So yeah, this toast is something that I try to start my videos out with to just promote a little goodwill and maybe help people feel better in some small way. Like I said, I'm out here in Cape Coral, Florida. It's almost 1 in the afternoon, about 22. I'm outside of a hospital here getting ready to go see a patient. And 97 degrees. I found myself a little premium shade spot for a minute here just to, sorry about doing this in my vehicle. It's not my preferred place to do a podcast or a video from. Anyways, if you would like to do your toast with me, I think it'll make you feel better. It'll make your day a little brighter. So I've got my beverage. I'll give you a second to get yours, and we'll do a little countdown here. So like I said, I'm out in Cape Coral working today, and pretty long but nice drive from Sarasota. All right, hopefully you've got that beverage. Whatever your flavor is, no judgments here. On the count of 3, if you want to do it with me. 1, 2, 3. All right. May we be full of gratitude throughout the day and thankful for the blessings in our lives. Awesome. So, back to the weight loss thing. I don't even know how many months ago I was upset about my weight. I was around 235. And we had some other folks that I work with that have made tremendous gains doing this carnivore diet and other things, which I tried, failed miserably. It really attacked my my bones, for lack of a better term. I've got a condition called gout, and just eating meat, nothing but meat, really caused me to have a lot of severe inflammation and flame-ups. I tried to ride it out because I did a little research on it. It could be something I did wrong. Maybe I didn't drink enough water, or which I'm not the greatest at sometimes, or who knows, but either way, that just wasn't working for me. When it got very painful, I was at the point where I couldn't move some days. It was really hard to even get out of bed. It just too much protein for my condition. It's not a great thing. So I switched to, I won't say a vegan or even a vegetarian based diet, but probably about an 80% vegetarian diet, somewhere in that range. I still cheat, eat some meat here, some wings and stuff with people and that sort of thing. But I tried really hard to make an effort to consume a lot of vegetables. And so final result, I think it was, like I said, I don't know, maybe a 6-month period, probably, I think a little less than that. I can't even, I'd have to look back. I started off around 235 pounds, and the bet was that I was going to weigh 185 by the 4th of July. I got down to 195. A little disappointing, but at the same time, felt good. Throughout the whole thing, as I got closer to the date, I had a lot of people make comments on how much weight I was losing, how good I looked, and I got to tell you, I felt a lot better too. So the way I did it was, told you I modified my diet a little bit. I looked up my BMI and your resting calories per day, which is the amount of calories that you can eat throughout a day to maintain your body weight if you don't do any exercise at all. Kind of like if you just laid around, what's the minimum amount of calories that you would need to, you know, live still and maintain, you know, pretty much maintain your weight. So I found that number. It's real easy to look up. You can do any Google search on, you know, calories per day calculator, that kind of thing. And you got to be honest about it, because it asks for your height, weight, sex, activity level, which is critical. A lot of us, I think, might tend to think we're more active than we're not. So you got to be very honest about it. And so I think around 2,000 calories, 2,200 calories for someone like me with I'm 6 foot, to maintain around 200 pounds, I think was the calculation I did. And I was pretty comfortable with that. Did I eat healthy the whole time? No, I ate a bunch. Like I told you, I just went through McDonald's. But what I did is I counted calories. I wasn't crazy about it, but that information is pretty widely available on just about anywhere you eat. Unfortunately, I do eat a lot of fast food. I'm on the road a lot. I'm not real great at meal preps. I'm a bachelor. I do cook at home on the weekends sometimes, or even in the evenings. And when I did cook at home, it was mostly rice, and I take frozen vegetables and saute them, or, you know, try to stir fry them. Those kind of things, some ramen soup and stuff. So not the perfect diet, but I tried really hard to keep an eye on the calories. And then I did cardio. I was very faithful about doing cardio, and I tried to cut back on partying, drinking, with some, I'd say, moderate plus success. I got pretty good there last couple months about my alcohol consumption, because if you go out and get wrecked the night before, you wake up with a hangover or whatever, the chances of you doing your cardio in the morning before you go to work, or whatever the case is, are probably not real good. You're gonna be hungover, you're gonna not feel great, you're gonna wake up late more than likely. And I had some of those days throughout the process, I'm not gonna lie. Or even worse, went through the drive-through after drinking at some place because you're hungry, and what's the word for it? Your willpower declines, your judgment declines after drinking alcohol. I gotta tell you, alcohol is a evil substance. I enjoy it and I have a good time on it, but it's very easy to get past a certain point where you start really making some bad decisions. And you know, something I've struggled with for many years, being a bachelor. It's a big part of my social life, going to happy hours, meeting coworkers, meeting dates, all this kind of stuff for drinks. And that's just been part of the deal. Let's see if I adjust that a little bit. So anyways, I did cardio pretty faithfully. I would say there was a couple weeks there where I'd only do it once or twice, but for the most part, I do cardio 4 to 6 times a day. And then I got to the point where I started doing it twice a day. I do it in the morning and I do it in the evening. And the diet helped, of course, but the cardio is that was the game changer for the whole thing. Just being steady on it. I mean, even if on the days I overate, it's really hard if you're doing 2 hours of cardio a day. Because that's what my sessions is. I have a little spin bike, nothing fancy at all. It doesn't even give your heart rate or anything. You can control the tension, how much you got to press, how hard you have to press to do a revolution on the pedals. But other than that, and it had a little timer on it, so it would tell me, it would keep track of the time you're pedaling, and once an hour was hit, I'd usually be done. I took it out by the end, and don't get me wrong, there's many days where I just got on it and pedaled very moderately. I go out there, I set it up by my swimming pool at the place I'm renting, or in my living room at my other place, and I just drink my morning coffee and pedal away. But nothing crazy where I was just sweating like profusely or out of breath or anything like that. Just some movement, which was nice because it also helped with my loosen up. As I was talking about, my joints and stuff have a tendency to stiffen up due to this gout that I've been battling, which has gotten worse, by the way, over the years. So I'm really trying to, hopefully, this cleaner diet and doing activity is going to help with that. And obviously losing weight, whether you got 2 legs or one, is going to make getting around a lot easier. I can definitely feel the difference. Stairs, I was really having a hard time having to grab the railing when I go up the stairs. Much better at that now. Still not as good as I was when I was younger, but feel much safer, much more secure. Feel like I could carry a load and not absolutely have to grab the railing if I was going up. So lots of benefits from the whole thing. Now, of course, I was disappointed that I didn't reach my goal, and I probably could have. I'm not gonna lie. I was not as strict about it as I could, but I feel still pretty good about the whole overall experience. I feel good. I feel great, actually. And those other 10 pounds that I missed it by, I'll try to keep working towards that, but I'm not gonna go crazy anymore. I had a $100 bet going on that. I still have not paid, but I'm gonna pay that. That was a little bit of the motivation in this thing. And you know what? I'll gladly pay it because the whole experience was worth it to me. Not that I have a ton of money or anything like that, but it was a good challenge. I fell a little bit short, but I'm far from disappointed with the results. And that's what I mean about losing the battle, but winning the war, hopefully. I made some good gains. I made some good advances on this objective. And I think I'll get to the point where I can hopefully reach it ultimately, or at least be more active every day and have a little bit healthier of a lifestyle. It's always, every single day is a new start. I try to remember that because there's some days I beat myself up really bad when I fell short or just wasn't doing the things I should. My willpower is not always the best. At times I try to make it that way. So these are the things I'm talking about, as far as, you set goals, you want them to be realistic. This one was a little, I'm not going to say it was unrealistic, but it was definitely a mighty challenge. And I fell a little short, but the fact that I got close, I am very happy about, and I'm going to keep working on it. I've gone through a lot of changes in my personal life here over the last few months. I actually took a decreased role at work, which has been fantastic, by the way. I'm not as stressed out. I took a little bit of a pay cut, but the peace of mind that I've gained from it, I am very happy about. I really feel good about it. it was worth it if I can learn to budget myself. I gotta get a little stricter about that because I have fallen a little short on some of the expenses and things, but with a little more discipline, I think it'll be okay. And there's always side gig work if I need it. I'm trying to really not work as much though, and just spend more time on me. Something I haven't done in a very, very long time. I've been work, go, 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 or party all the time. And definitely trying to enter more of a reflection and relaxing stage of my life, which is, I think, I haven't checked my blood pressure lately or any of that stuff, but heck, the weight loss alone, like I said, has been a health benefit. And just trying not to get caught up and get in a hurry, which is tough. It's tough. You're running behind, you got things you want to get done, you're sitting in traffic. All those things are highly challenging. But anyway, I just wanted to touch on that. I do think about the podcast a lot. It's been a while since I post. I hope everyone had a great 250th anniversary, one of my favorite holidays. And just want to keep it marching on. I'll try to update a little bit more. Once again, I'm not going to make promises, but this is all part of that discipline thing I was talking about. You know, it's beneficial for me to do these kind of things instead of just be on the run all the time, or hey, where's the next set of margaritas and salsa for my happy hour and that sort of thing. I really enjoy that. It's one of the things I like to do a lot. I have two of my favorite things, Mexican food and frozen margaritas. But you know, moderation in everything, including the working out. You can't be, like I said, 2 hours a day, twice a day is a little excessive, but it was, I think it was worthwhile. I mean, but you wouldn't want to live like that. Well, I don't know. I won't say that. If you're trying to reach a heavy goal or you're training for something, then these might be the types of hours that you would need to put in, or even more. But it was enough for me to slap on the headphones, listen to some of my favorite tunes, and just get a little cardio in. Trying to go outside. I did a little bit of walking out by the beach and stuff. Not a lot, not as much as I should have, but I did go for some sunrise walks, which was really great. And it's such a beautiful world, and I feel so blessed out there. Well, anyways, I'm gonna run. Thank you so much. We'll catch you on the next one.